Hello everyone, welcome to Towards Tech channel. So in this series, we are going to start with CSS. So it's completely CSS brand series from basics to advanced. So in this series, I'm going to cover all the concepts of CSS completely from basics to advanced level. We are going to develop different use cases based on different concepts of CSS so that you guys will understand exactly how the CSS concepts are used in real time for the application development. So at the end of this series, you should be able to code anything in the CSS. So let's start our content from today. So in today's session, let me introduce what is CSS. So what is CSS? CSS basically stands for Cascading Styling Sheet. CSS stands for Cascading Styling Sheet. Styling Sheet. But exactly what is this CSS? CSS is called styling language. What we call to CSS? CSS is called styling language. What we can do with this CSS? What we can do with this language? That is what we need to understand the purpose of CSS. CSS is all about styling or designing the UI components. What is CSS? CSS is a styling language. Now, what is the purpose of CSS? CSS is used to style or design the UI components. Design the UI components. So what we are going to do with the CSS? Using CSS, we are going to style or design the UI components. What is the meaning of this? Let's try to see one real-time example. So I will go to the browser and let me open a Facebook application. The moment I open the Facebook application, you are going to see the login user interface. Now, in this login user interface, you will see that lot of UI components are created. So here, this text box is called one UI component where I can enter my email address or phone number. There is another UI component called password box. So here I can enter any kind of password. And there is one more UI component called button where I can click on this button. There is one more UI component called link where I can click on this link. If you see on this screen, we have different UI components. And to all those UI components, some kind of styles and designs are added. For example, if we take these buttons, these two buttons. Now this button background color is blue and this button background color is green. And the text what we are displaying on that button, it is in the white color. Here also white color. So how we can apply this kind of designs or styles to our UI component? For that, we required one language, and that is what your CSS is. So what is CSS? CSS is a styling language. So if someone asks you what is CSS, simply you can say that CSS is a styling language. What we can do with the CSS, using CSS, we can style or design UI components. UI components. That is what the CSS introduction all about. Next topic of CSS, we will see in the next video. Thank you, everyone.